Okay, I'm doing this post. I'm doing this live basically so I can do the post. I can add it to the post that I add. It's in the description. Um, Thomas has been relentless and wants to play the victim. But dude, the reason why you sent me Tara Joyce's information and then announced it online so that everyone knew, including her, was because you were giving her the opportunity because they desperately want to shut me up. And you guys are under the impression that you're going to be able to get a protection order out on me for simply stating the facts. And that's just my blog is nothing but screenshots of all of your shit. That's what it is. You have exposed yourselves enough to where people are watching. And Thomas, you're not a little musician who's just connected to musicians. And the fact that you actually emailed me and told me that you had done 200 symphonies before I was even born. So you did 200 symphonies before the age of 10 because you and I are only 10 years apart. That's just, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. You would be way more famous and way more rich. But you are so intrinsically involved with everyone and everything with all of this child trafficking. You are pulling the strings. You are the man behind the curtain. Sewertown does what you direct. You were helping Tara Joyce because you guys want to get some sort of protection order out on me, but you don't want to do it. But you want to help Tara Joyce get it. And there's no reason for Tara Joyce to get a protection order out on me at all. So what? I sent her an email because she put that email, her email address out on her blog that she just did. I took a screenshot, circled it, sent it out, you know? And her blog all seems to be about me. So she can go fuck herself. If I wanted to, I would call her, but I don't call her. She's blocked. I don't have any fucking need to call her. Why? I have enough aggravation with all of this stuff. And Daniel, Dad, fuck, the last message that you left me, were you on drugs? Because it was a bizarre message. I have to admit, I listened to the whole 3 minutes because you were so bizarre. You were either drunk or high. You were either drunk or high. What I can tell is that the walls are starting to close in on all of you. That's how it's starting to work. Who could have foreseen when they decided to take out Jeffrey Epstein? Who could have foreseen what was coming in the future? Who could have foreseen when they took out Virginia Giuffre what was coming? And the thing is that you guys all look guilty and desperate. You know, that's you. You all look guilty and desperate. Anybody who looks in on this situation and sees, fuck, Tom is just, dude. You don't have time to compose any music because you are totally focused on me. Sewertown, totally focused on me. Andy Villa. I know that Andy Villa, the Andy Villa who was involved with everything with Owen, still has access to that account because he responded to me today. I'm never going to fucking let you go, dude. You, of all of them, were instrumental in instrumenting this whole thing that happened with my friend Owen. There's no fucking way. And just because now it's inconvenient for you guys to be in the game, oh no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Not anymore. You know? Not anymore. All of your deeds are going to be brought out into the light. And there will be no way to stop it because it'll be coming from every direction. Heaven has you by the short hairs. That's how it's this is going to work. Heaven has you by the short hairs. And you all obsessively watch everything I do. Fuck, Daniel Dowd calls me right after. You know, Daniel Dowd calls me right after. Fuck, Thomas is emailing me over and over and over. Johnny Dubb is fucking on top of me. You know, the whole situation is, and I've told you guys, you're my only target audience. You are the only ones I care about. Because I know that the peanut gallery ain't going to do shit when it comes to this child trafficking. Ain't going to do shit. But my game is a bit different. I want all of you to hear every word I say, and that's happening. I know it's happening. You guys are all obsessively watching everything I do and hearing everything I say. But you're not listening. And in the end, when you realize that I am neither lying nor crazy, and what I'm telling you is going to happen, there will be no plausible deniability because you were told. You were told. You just chose not to listen. You chose not to care. You chose. And that's all I care about. 4 little words. Those are the words I care about. In all of this, I told you so. In taking screenshots, Thomas, I did see that you were just going off of you just wrote a book and it went nowhere and I threw it in the garbage and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something about that book. Do you know the value that I have with that book? I have helped countless victims. Countless victims. I've had so many people come up and tell me that they appreciated me writing that book because now they don't feel crazy. I helped victims. And it's not all in my face. It's not like I see it all the time and all of that, but it's enough. I took care of my mom for the last 5.5 years of her life. I was the whole reason why my dad started to come clean. I've had a great life, done a lot of incredible things spiritually. And that's what you guys are all fucked by. Because what God afforded me in this life was time. Because I was on disability, I've been on disability. And because I'm on disability, I've had all kinds of time to focus on all this bullshit. That's what God provided in this whole situation was time. Most people you have their faces so close to the grindstone that they don't have time to care, let alone do anything. But anybody who goes and reads, go click on those 2 blood. That's what's happened in the last 24 hours. This is a full-time fucking job. It's nonstop. It's nonstop. And it's what I see in all of you is desperation. That's what I see. You guys can prance around and dance around all you fucking want. What I see is desperation. That's what I see. You know your secret's about ready to come out. And no, I'm not going to lay off the police. That whole sign in my front yard about Bill McDaniel, I know of 2 women that he's charged and then told them that I would know of 2 women specifically who he charged and then told them he would knock the felonies off if they would give him a blowjob. If there are 2, there are more. Neil Gross lied about that gas station explosion. Lied about that gas station explosion. It was a terrorist act. It was a terrorist act. An act of domestic terrorism. That's what it was. And he lied about it. And there's no way to negate that he lied about it. They've been protecting this pedophile ring, this child trafficking operation that I've been really trying hard to expose. Hey, Susan, it's the whole reason why they murdered Issac, because Issac wanted to expose it. Issac and I were working together to try and expose. And what is it? A satanic, neo-Nazi pedophile operation. That's exactly what it is. It's what it has always been. And they've already come across two of them. The one that they busted, the FBI busted that kid in New York City that September, and the 14-year-old who just got charged with terrorism and child pornography, I think it is. But terrorism was one of the things that he got charged with. And he's what? Connected to a satanic neo-Nazi pedophile ring. It would be miserable to fight heaven because there's no winning. There's no winning. And Daniel Dowd, I know you were mad at me, but what exactly am I lying about? I showed your mugshot. So that's not a lie. What you got busted for, what you have a mugshot for, that's not a lie. And you do video after video after video, hours upon hours, where you're in your mother's fucking basement. So exactly what am I getting wrong? What am I lying about? You know? And I know you're Pootie Twang. I know you're Pootie Twang. You were the ones who posted all the live videos of Harlan. And the fact that you actually murdered my friend Owen and you think that you're just going to go dance off like there's nothing I can do about it is delusional. Is delusional. It's delusional. I don't know what else to say to you. You should have never bragged to me about it. I would have never figured it out otherwise. I would have never figured it out. But you bragged about it. And if you think I'm going to let it go, you better think again, because that will never happen. And I don't even go look at Tara Joyce's shit anymore. I have no clue what she's saying. I don't care. You know, I don't care. That bitch is all over the fucking place. All over the place. And all she's done. But she's intimately connected to Sewertown. And I know Sewertown shit. I know it's all being investigated. Because if there's one satanic neo-Nazi pedophile group, that could just be, just one. But now there's two satanic neo-Nazi pedophile groups doing acts of terrorism and child pornography. Oh, but they have a 14-year-old doing it, so I guess that doesn't matter, right? But if there's two of those groups, then probably there are more. Same fucking thing with Bill McDaniels. If he got two women to suck his dick for false charges, chances are there's more. And what needs to happen is that victims need to stand up. What happened to you is not your fault. What happened to you is not your fault. But remaining silent and allowing to stand by and enable his fucking evil bullshit, and he goes and rapes other women, and you just remain quiet, that is your fault. You will be held responsible for that. All of us do. All of us victims do. It sucks that we were victims. But because we're victims, we're obligated to stand because we know the truth. You know? If you know something and you just look the other way, don't think that that absolves you from your accountability or your culpability. And right now we're in judgment. I wouldn't play with it, and I don't. That's why there's a sign out in my yard. That's the reason why I do these videos. That's the reason why I'm calling out this satanic neo-Nazi pedophile ring. They've already busted two. So to say they don't fucking exist, or the one that I have been battling for what, 2 decades now? Basically my whole life. But with Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, you know, let me go through the list of who I am focused on this whole situation. Mike Lucchino, Gabe Hoffman, Thomas Schoenberger, Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, has a zillion fucking aliases. His little friend Kara, who also goes as Emily Thorne, who also goes as Skills, who now is going as Siren. They're all on Sewer Town, run and owned by Paula and Jesse Davis, who have all kinds of weird fetish pornography businesses, including coloring books for fucking pedophiles. I'm not kidding. And a barely legal porn production that Tara Joyce is intimately involved with. Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth, both who bragged about being in Harlan and murdering my friend Owen and posting those videos. Pootie Twang posted those live videos. Someone was in town making live videos and posting them on YouTube. Someone was here. Then you have Brett Trimble, who is the military intelligence dude who likes to make all this shit go away, like they did Issac Kappy. And they're working with my sheriff's department, but my sheriff's department is falling the fuck apart. Because people are well aware, and there's a lot of people in town who are not fans of the corruption that is well known in the Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff's Department. So if you are counting on them to save you, you might want to think again. Because all of their shit is coming out. The stuff that I'm talking about on these videos in town is no big deal. It's freaking commonplace. That's how bad it is here. And that needs to stop. That needs to stop. I warned Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross that if he wanted to act as the gatekeeper and protect these fucking pedophiles, I would roll a tank right over him to get to the fucking pedophiles. I'm just following through in my promises. And Thomas, I don't give a shit what you promised. Fuck, you are psychotic as far as I'm concerned. Your emails are bizarre. The stuff that you are saying is just... Do you have dementia? Because that's really... It just occurred to me. Do you have dementia? Because that's the only thing that really explains. Go read the emails for yourselves, people. You know? They're desperate. And they should be. And it's only going to get worse from here. It's only going to get worse from here. And I warned you all. I warned you. You just didn't pay any heed. You didn't listen. Never do. And I just keep going because I know how this game plays out. I know how it works out. I've been here before. Not my first rodeo. Not my first rodeo at all. And it's not even me. I'm just a warrior for heaven. And I am a warrior. I will fight till the end for heaven. We'll fight till the end. Oh, wow. Hey, Kirby. I personally do not trust Sean Atwood because he's so connected to Corey Daniel. But I have looked into your stuff, and you're spot on so many things. And I was encouraged because people don't want to believe that there's boys involved. I will say that that picture that you showed on the one show that I saw, you triggered me a couple times. But I've had a lot of therapy. And I just think that all of it is starting to come out. I think that it's all, and I couldn't blame you for triggering because you started the whole thing by telling people, if you're victims, this could be triggering. That whole video that is around Shiva at CERN, I watched that whole video from the very beginning when it first came out, and that is a ritual. That is their shit. That is their shit. And the fact that they're doing it in front of the goddess of destruction with that in front of with that CERN toy was not a coincidence. You know, the fact that they got it on video though is providence, because you know they did not know they were being recorded. The whole thing about it is that nobody trusts the Catholic Church anymore. Everything that has been hidden in the dark is coming out into the light. That's how it's working. We're in judgment. There is no way to hide the secrets anymore. It's all going to get drug out into the light. Heaven is answering its promises. That's why I'm saying fill your hearts with love and do what you can, because this is over. I know. If you want to reach out to me, Kirby, David at davidshurter.com. That's an email. Or David Shurter1, which is for this channel, at gmail.com. I'd love to talk to you. I would. I was. You were very genuine and a breath of fresh air. And the fact that you were on, and the only reason why I went to go watch that is because you're on Sean Atwood, and I figured that there was shit being said about me, because if he's Corey Daniels' friend, he does not like me. You know? And you have to know, being involved with all of this, that you can't trust really anybody. You know? It's all fucking it's not always a game. I mean, obviously there are real victims, but the opposition is relentless. Torrey Smith died. He's the dude who was calling out Pence. And they were hitting him with directed energy weapons, just like they're hitting me with directed energy weapons. And he was doing videos where he was saying he was getting hit with directed energy weapons. And he was also talking about boys, you know? Oh, wow. Virginia Giuffre followed me. I didn't know that. I had never really reached out to her. But I will say that shamanically, after they murdered her, I went and psychopumped her and then asked her for her help. I'm not surprised that Prince Andrew is fucked. And it ain't going to stop there. Virginia Giuffre is one of the most formidable women I've ever met. And I hadn't met her on this side. I only met her on the other side. And I hooked her up with my older sister, Cindy, who they also murdered. My brother-in-law and daughter murdered my sister. To shut her up, Joanne, my stepmother, was all involved with that too. Because they were afraid that Cindy was going to tell me shit about Dad and Joanne. And she probably would have. Thank you, Susan. I just can't believe that there are people that are following me. And you've written a lot of books. I've only written one. I do artwork, though, and a lot of spiritual work. Not to mention I'm having to deal with all of this bullshit every day. You know? No, I connected with Virginia on the other side. That's the cool thing about my training, is that I'm very connected to the other side. It's no problems for me to connect. I enlisted Max Spear's help. I did. The very next day, I psychopumped Max Spears and asked for his help. Hurricane Matthew turned into it looked just like a skull, and it destroyed Haiti. And that was Max. Just to let everyone know, that was Max Spears. Very next day. I've also gone and helped. I've actually enlisted Issac Kappy. That's the reason why my opposition can't beat me, because Isaac is on the other side. When I psychopumped Virginia, I went and what ended up happening is that I found out that she was dead. And I know that they ran a freaking bus into her. Then the doctors told her that she was in renal failure and she was going to die in a few days. And then that didn't pan out. So then her husband, someone or other, said that she violated a protection order. And she was still in the hospital. This all happened bing, bing, bing within a month. And then all of a sudden they said she unalived herself, which was not true. So I went and journeyed, and she's mad. She was mad. She was mad. She's mad. And so, and she knew who I was. That's how she knew who I was when I went to go find her, because she knew exactly who I was. And I asked her if she would help me bring these idiots down. And she said yes. And so I went. Psychopumping her was no big deal because all of heaven is here right now. It's hard to get lost when all of heaven is here because we're in judgment. And so I went and just asked for my sister Cindy, and there she was, because my sister Cindy really never leaves me. And I just asked if they could work together, because they're going to feed each other. And for them, it won't work in a good way. That's the reason why Prince Andrew has been taken care of. It ain't going to stop there. It ain't going to stop there. Issac Kappy's shit is next, because Issac Kappy, they have all of heaven helping them. And I've opened the doors for every single one of them doing exactly what I was trained to do. And they can all come and go as they please. There's only one caveat: no mercy. These people that I'm fighting, they are not to be given any amount. They are to be afforded the same amount of mercy they gave others, which is none. I told Aquino for years, oh my God, do you know that Wexner was at the pavilion in Omaha? I can't wait for him to get brought down. Oh, I can't wait to see what's coming for him. And when I saw him, he was old. But you have to realize that I was under the age of 10 when all this happened. So we're talking 50 years ago. I'm going to be 60 at the end of the year. And so I went and looked for young pictures. And it's very hard to find young pictures of that dude. But I know that he was there because as a drugged up kid, fucking terrified and stuff, I mistook him for Aquino more than once. I know he was at the pavilion. That's who I always, because they looked similar, the eyebrows. I think it was the eyebrows that and they're fucked. They're fucked. He's fucked. He lied his whole way through. He's been involved. What they are trying to hide is what happened in that temple. That's what they're desperate to not let what happened in that temple come out. His lawyers were handlers. His lawyers were definite handlers. And there's no way, because the dude is guilty, and when you're guilty, you talk. You'll just spin stories. That's what Thomas is doing. That's what Daniel Dowd on the phone did. That's what Terry Joyce, they're just spinning stories. It's actually quite amusing to watch. And they think I'm all focused, but like yesterday, I made curtains. I made some curtains for a window. And I need to make 2 more curtains because the shit that I have downstairs is falling apart. It's just so raggedy. It's all right. And I'm broke as shit. I'm house rich, but cash poor. You know, and it sucks. But oh well. You know, I'm making curtains. I'm making bags. Right now, I'm trying to finish this panel for Easter. I'll show you since Kirby's on here. I'll show because this will be old for everyone else. This is what I'm working on right now. The artwork actually just is the only thing I can really focus and calm myself down with. So the quilting just gives it definition, as you see. This is just a panel. Babe. And I'm working on bags. I guess fanny packs are the biggest thing now. And so I'm working on some fanny packs and I'm working on some computer bags. I always forget to sign my work. I always forget to sign my work. It's really nice that you're on here. Thank you. I appreciate that you're in here and actually engaging in the conversation. I just want to tell you that I appreciate it because there are people in here who I know is yeah. Come to find out, I'm finding out that that's way more important than what I ever really. I years ago started off like my blog, davidshurter.com. I just used my name. But it was because as a victim, I didn't, and because of where I was and because of who my dad was, I didn't feel that it would be effective if I was anonymous. And so I came forward with my name so that everyone knew who I was because I couldn't hide. That was when I first got involved with this. Heaven told me that I couldn't dip my toe in the waters. That if I was going to do this, I had to come out full blast so that people knew exactly who I was right off the beginning. Because that's the way, that's it. I'm one of the last few victims that are alive. And everyone else is afraid. I'm not afraid. This shit just pisses me off. It does. I'm not afraid because I know how it's going to work because God's on my side. More importantly, I'm on God's side. You know? That's heaven's already won. And they seem desperate. They seem desperate. With that said, I'm going to pray because I like to keep these short, especially since I did one yesterday and now I'm doing one today. I'll be okay. You know, everything is providence. Everything is providence. And everything that they have tried to do to me has failed. That gas station explosion, again, like I titled this, how could they have foreseen the future when they decided to take out Epstein? It's the same thing as who could have foreseen how important that gas station, that Early, Iowa gas station explosion would be in the end. You know, who could have foreseen how important it was that I was interviewed along with Neil Gross and Dan, who was the owner, that we all three were interviewed. It was providence. Who could have foreseen what the importance of that in the future? Heaven did, but I don't think anyone else could. And I think that that's how all of this is starting to work. Not just in my life, but I think it's happening in a lot of other people's lives too. It is insane that I was on television. I look terrible. I don't wear ball caps anymore. I look so dumb in a, you know? Well, it was meant to take out my house. That gas station was meant to take out my house. Had the wall where the first explosion, had that wall fallen where the first explosion was, that 300 plus pound pieces of debris that ended up 9.5 blocks away in a field would have directly hit my house. And that's what they were hoping for, is that the stuff would have come down and then it would have taken out my house. And because my house was on the hill, I would have taken the brunt of that explosion. But because that wall didn't go down, it shot out the completely opposite direction because it went out those great big garage doors. So it took the path of least resistance. Had that stuff hit my house, I wouldn't have made it. But again, it's a victory of light. It was heaven. Nobody got killed in that. Dan and his brother-in-law were in the gas station when that first explosion happened, and they lived. God had his hand on all of it. On all, there's no other way to explain it. When you look back at it with all of the stuff that happened, there's no other way to explain that heaven had a complete hand in all of that. All of it. And I think that's what's getting ready to happen. And right now, my job is to encourage people, especially victims, to stop being so afraid and to take a stand. Because I am not the only one out here. It's just I'm the only one talking, but it only takes one. That whole 100th monkey, isn't that what they say? Takes 100 monkeys and then the 100th monkey actually stands up and does something, then it changes the whole thing. So I guess I'm attempting to be the 100th monkey to get everybody else to stand up. Survivors need to stop being so afraid. We survived what we did as children. Why do you think as an adult you're weaker now? That doesn't even make any sense. We're a lot stronger and a lot more knowing, and we're not under their thumb anymore. We lived under their thumb with all of the abuse. That story should have been national news, but they hid it. And Neil knew everything. Neil knew everything. I know, I look so bad. I look so dumb in a ball cap. I do. I never wear ball caps. I have a couple ball caps that I used to wear a long time ago that just for sentimental reasons. But the funniest part is Fiona Barnett when she saw it, because she told me she just laughed and laughed and laughed. She actually was, to be honest, the one who made me feel better about it, because I was stressed out about it. And then we talked that afternoon after all the shit went down. That evening she called me and I told her, and the bitch hysterically laughed for 30 minutes. And I mean hysterically. She was hysterical. She was laughing so hard. I started laughing because I couldn't listen to her laugh. It was infectious. By the time, that's why it was 30 minutes, because at the end we both were just hysterical about it, laughing. They've gone to a lot of lengths to try and take me out, and it's failed. We vastly outnumber the evil, especially since all of heaven is against them too. And all of heaven is here right now. All of heaven is here. Things are getting ready to shift and change. And so let me pray. Heaven, we come to you as your children, knowing that we are a fundamental point in life. Most people don't know this, but just today we got hit with 3 X flares. The fact that we could be hit with the Carrington event and it could destroy our technology is no longer a theory. It's becoming a probability, because the sun is just ramping up. It's not slowing down. And that's you. You said that this time would be fire. And just guide us. we're in perilous times and we need each other. But help us not to be afraid and help us not to hide our light under a bushel. Let us shine. Let us all shine in your glory. You sent your son, our brother, down to teach us that life is all about each other. You know, that's the whole glory of the word. Love God, love everyone else. We all need each other. And we all grow and thrive and learn from each other. So let us all be a beacon to each other. Let us be the light that we want to see in the world and help us to shine it bright. And we say these things humbly and gratefully, and I think increasingly more and more joyously, in your son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. So keep it at 45 minutes. This has been I'm really glad I came on here. I wasn't going to come on here, but Thomas has just been emailing me over and over and over, and I've been so pissed off about that whole situation because I know that him sending me Tara Joyce's information when I didn't even fucking want it. There's no need. I don't need that, and I don't even have it. I blocked out the stuff, put it on my blog for screenshots, and now it's lost in the whole scope of all the zillions of emails. So I don't have her information anymore. I was pissed off when he did it. But then when he publicly went on YouTube and announced that he sent it to me, I knew it was a setup. They want Tara Joyce to try and get a protection order on me so they can shut me up. That's what they're trying to do. They need me to be quiet. But heaven is telling me not to be quiet. And I'm going to listen to heaven before I listen to them. And so this has been great. Kirby Summers, I am humbled that you came into my live. And everyone should check out her stuff because what I've seen is legit. It's what I know to be true. And what I think is that there's going to be more and more genuine advocates and victims coming forward on so many levels. On so many levels. Being a victim and being victimized does not make you weak, but allowing it to control you and to keep you silent just re-victimizes you over and over and over. And that is weak. It's way more strong to just take a stand and let the truth set you free. You know, let the truth set you free. None of our stories are all that different. We all experienced kind of the same stuff. And our commonality is what brings us together. And just look at Shirley Oak's group home in the UK. They're all ritual abuse survivors. Catholic Church, all involved with that. You know, because the Catholic Church has been heavily involved. The Catholic Church was heavily involved with the stuff I was involved with when I was a kid. Boys Town, Father Flanagan, and all that. Hampstead. The Thomas dude is CIA. He's intelligence. And he's the head of the snake. As much as he says he's not, he is the head of the snake. He's the one pulling the strings. That's what I believe. I've believed that for a long time. And then I tried this whole, okay, well, we'll just put our swords down and all of that. But the dude, oh yeah, he wants you to put your sword down, all right, so he can put one in your fucking back. He's a bad dude. And the Hampstead case, that was the whole reason. The Hampstead case, what are they going to pull out now? Because the Hampstead case was all because of Jemmy Savile. that Jimmy Savile stuff, and then they started to realize that there was all of this child abuse going on, and they decided, oh, well, we don't want to deal with it because all of the men are old. That's why they did it. And then all of a sudden you had the Hampstead case. All of a sudden you had the Hampstead case. And the only thing real about the Hampstead case with those two children, the abuse was real. The abuse in those two children were real. But both sides. The dad was a shithead. The mom was a shithead. Abe Christie was a criminal. Who does he work hand in hand with? Fucking Sewertown. They defend him all the time. That Abraham Christie. They're all the same. And it's all protecting this fucking pedophile ring. This elite bullshit. This satanic, neo-Nazi pedophile ring. And it's not satanic. It's straight out Luciferian. But it's only a matter of time because Virginia Giuffre knows exactly what was going on in that temple and knows exactly the fact that heaven wants it exposed. They're going to figure out what was going on in that temple. Same thing that was going on at that ranch. Same thing that was going on at the ranch that Scalia ended up dead at. Same thing that was going on at the pavilion in Hummel Park when I was a kid. Same thing. Exact same shit. And that's what they're trying to hide. That's what they're afraid of. What's in the 3 million documents that they won't release? That's the shit that's in there. That's why they say it'll bring down society. That's why. Yeah. Why do you think he had a fucking dental chair in there? They have pictures of the dental chair. It was Luciferian. They believed in the Antichrist. And guess what? The Antichrist is alive and well and about ready to claim every fucking one of them with the dark. The dark is calling its followers home. That's what's happening. And if you are owned by the dark, you'll have no choice. Because heaven is dealing with this, has already dealt with it. It just hasn't come to fruition. It hasn't all played out yet, but it's already done. Everything is already in motion. There's no way to stop it. It's a boulder rolling down a mountain. And we're right in the way. Because this is going to be dealt with by heaven. Flat out. They can't win. They've already lost. But it's up to us to be the light that we want to see in the world. Find God within you because God is inside all of you. And then bring that out to shine in the rest of the world. And us as victims, having been through hell, we're a little bit more inclined than others to be able to do it. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Because what got us all through was heaven. What got us all through was God. Not the church, not the Bible, but the living God that is inside of us and all around us. The living God who's not trapped in a book, not trapped in a building, not trapped in a philosophy, not trapped by mankind, not dependent upon public opinion. You know? Heaven is about ready to claim you with the dark. I hope all of this fucking blood sacrifice was worth it. I hope never paying a day's price for anything that you do was worth it. Because I can guarantee you, it's not going to be. Those who are being claimed by the dark are fucked. Repent with true and sincere repentance. Make right. Because if you don't, you'll be held accountable for the wrong. It's written in Scripture. God says, if you are bringing tribute to God and your brother or sister has a problem with you, leave your offering at the altar and go deal with that first. That is what we're told. That's how it works. And for a bunch of these motherfuckers, there's hell to pay. Complete and utter hell. Because more importantly, I know what the fuck was going on in that temple. Same thing that was going on in the pavilion when I was a kid. Same thing. And let me guarantee everyone who's connected to that intimately, there is going to be accountability and there is a cost. And the bill is due.